Greetings, it is I, Susie Q, here with another automatic written piece that we're going to be engaging with. All these orbs are always showing up. It's so freaking sweet. All right, so it's about automatic writing, and it's kind of related to how automatic writing helps us to be able to reconcile experiences from another time. It could be past, present, future, concurrent running timelines, as above, so below. It could be any of that. So when we're looking at automatic writing, whenever I look at it, I look at the cause or an event that happened, experience that happened. Then the second step would be going into reflection, seeing how I can find some way to reconcile with some of the things that happened, or maybe there's more guidance there with reflection. And the third one is where the automatic writing comes through. And the automatic writing for myself, everybody has a different way of looking at it, but what I find is through a cause, event, experience, going into reflection, going into automatic writing, that's when we start kind of like acknowledging that, yeah, it's something's conspiring to help me feel a little bit lighter with some of the experiences in my life. So today we're going to talk a little bit about grief, and I've been talking about it a little bit, but it's just another energy. So when we're looking at good or bad or this or that, it's all kind of a neutral stance. Even when those 3 points with an event, experience, something good or bad in an experience, it's neutral. Then we go into reflection, it's neutral. And then also with automatic writing, we just find a sense of neutrality once the automatic written piece goes through. All right, so I've got a few notes here. So we're going to talk about a few things related to an event that happened. And so for interest, I'm just kidding. I know I'm kind of like tongue twisted because it's about my mom and about my dad. And both of my parents have been gone. My dad left like 40, I think 48 years ago. And I was just a little girl. So it was 48 years ago. And what I noticed is sometimes when things are coming through, so a lot of the stuff I do is a little bit of mediumship, but also I noticed that some of the people that are in spirit are kind of giving us some little shenanigans. I don't know if you've experienced that either. Maybe there's some things showing up that weren't there, and then all of a sudden, or some people say it's in a parallel reality, or the fairies took it. But I look at it as some guidance from myself to just acknowledge that some of our family members, they're not in form anymore, but they're in spirit. And this is a beautiful band of energy that I love to really talk about and share a little bit more about that. So sometimes when my dad would start showing up, or the energy or the spirit of dad, is that it's so sweet because I'm getting tons of orbs here too. I don't know if y'all can see that, but so let me just go backwards a little bit. So my dad gave my mom a real sweet, simple, and beautiful little engagement ring. And over the years, my mom said, "Hey, I think you could keep that." And so there was a little diamond, but it wasn't there. And then I had a garnet. So my birthday is in January. I'm a little Aquarian. But every once in a while, um, the ring would be missing. The engagement ring would be missing, and then it would kind of come back, and then it would sometimes be on the floor. It could be on a dresser. It could just be moving. And that energy was really kind of so interesting and fun, but it kind of reminds me that, that energy is all there is. Energy is all there is. And sometimes we get signs and gifts from spirit. So that was my dad. What else do I have? And also, I was thinking about too, with some of my automatic written pieces, my dad is often there with me as I'm writing. And so that kind of came through succinctly a number of years ago, or maybe even before that. So my automatic writing started in 2008. It'll be 15 years of automatic writing for me. So, but sometimes my dad will come in and he'll assist me. And I remember one time specifically when I was traveling and I was at a natural food grocery store, and there was a picnic table there, and I started getting more guidance, and I won't get into that because it's kind of private. It's family stuff. You know, it's like family stuff. You don't want to like share all that. But what I noticed is that sometimes when my dad is coming through, it's very clear energy where I can start receiving the information from the spirit of my father, and so it's like so interesting. So sometimes when I'm really going into flow, I'll go ahead and put my fingers on the keyboard, and I just close my eyes and listen to what he is suggesting for me. And so he's really giving me a lot of great guidance. And even if my eyes are closed and I'm kind of tapping, generally speaking, on the right keys, I can always read it. I can always read that information. So these right here, so could be, I'll just give you my birth date. But anyway, but I was 10 years old when my dad died, and it was just a long experience. It's been so long, but we still have connections, especially when it's grief in the initial experience of grief. Then we start moving through transcending into a higher state of awareness and just finding that, I always look at it too. This is so wild, but when we're looking at a person that's in spirit, we just like want to talk to them. We want to have connection. I always feel for myself, and maybe for you as well, is that the moment that you think about a person that has gone to spirit, could be a family member, a friend, or it could even be a pet, actually, too, is that you can just acknowledge that the minute that you think about a person that you miss and that you loved so dearly, with the way I look at it is it's kind of precognitive, because energy is so amazing, but sometimes when we're here on earth and our beautiful physical reality, there's other ways of looking at connection. So sometimes if you're thinking about that person that's in spirit, the energy has already proceeded to give you more guidance, meaning that you're thinking a thought about mom or dad or somebody else, but then the energy has already shown up. It's shown up before you have the idea that it's happening. Okay, so this is kind of how I perceive this with these energies. All right, so we're going to go next to my mom. So my mom, she passed away. Was it last year? I think it was last year, the beginning of January. It was on January 21st. And she also, it was so interesting too with my parents when we're looking at cause and effect and grief. I realized that both of my parents died in my Aquarian sign, which I thought was sweet. As an Aquarian, I thought, well, that's kind of sweet. That's another way of looking at these memories and experiences. All right, so we're going to move into mom right now. So mom passed away, and it was so freaking sweet, because I kept getting all of these just bundles of love, bundles of I love you, I love you, I love you. And of course, sometimes we kind of like look at our parents and go, I don't know. But no, it's really kind of a neutral place. And then you start feeling all that love. And all that love was just showing up so beautifully. And I love my mom, I love my dad. They're in spirit, but I know that they're really close. I really feel like they're really close to me right now. All right, so my mom, the time that I found out that my mom had passed away, it was right. This is so crazy, but it's kind of like on this border. So we're looking at the border of Arizona and Mexico, and right at that moment where the call came in, it was my brother, and we were getting. I got guidance that my mom had passed. My mom had passed. It was really amazing because it was like literally right on the line. Okay, so a lot of things with the border, a lot of things that are shifting, but that was kind of that position and that kind of location, that it was kind of across two different kind of worlds, maybe USA, maybe Mexico, or I don't even know how I can even reconcile it, but it just seemed kind of extraordinary and kind of wonderful. So then just and that was real misty. I knew that it was coming, and then this was going to be a vacation trip in Mexico, and so we drove down there, and it was a nice drive. And of course, I was teary and feeling all the emotions about mom, and then eventually I kind of kept going on and off with crying. I knew she was ready to leave. I knew that she was ready to exit, and then all of a sudden. Um, when we got back to the beautiful place that we were at, I'm getting all these beautiful orbs. So sweet. I love it because it's probably could be some really beautiful spirits that are working with us right now. So this is kind of again about Automatic writing, starting with cause and effect, an event happened, good or bad or indifferent, we call it neutral. Then we go into reflection, kind of getting some reconciliation or understanding a little bit more about what's really happening. And the third one is this, it's automatic writing. All right, so we get to the place, it was really beautiful. And then all of a sudden, my mom came through, and then my mom was connecting with me, and then my dad started connecting with me. And I can't get into all the details about it because I was kind of I was kind of shaken up, so I really can't remember all the details. But there was this great experience with the spirit of mom, the spirit of dad, and that was showing up so wonderfully. It's been super sweet connecting with these beautiful energies. So whatever it is that you're creating with with anything that you're working with right now, it could be grief, it could be joy, it could be something amazing. And again, with something is showing up, you just find that, okay, so something's coming through for me. Something is coming through for me, and maybe I don't like it, or maybe it's wonderful, but something is conspiring to assist me to go deeper, deeper, deeper with some of the consciousness through an event and experience, whether it's, again, whether it's good or bad, and those are all kind of neutral. Those are just words, blah, blah, blah words, but really what it is it's just energy is moving. And then even with that reflection, like even now, I thought about this a couple days and then I didn't do the video. But then I started thinking about the connection with the spirit of my parents, the spirit who brought life into my consciousness. Of course, God and Source, was there as well, obviously, right? And so, but this, all these energies are just so amazing. And so when we look at automatic writing, the best that I can do with reconciling with some things, let's say grief, that with both my parents, right? Is that we start getting guidance through automatic writing. And sometimes it comes in so succinctly, so easily that it's like, what else? What else do I need to know? Because when you start doing the automatic writing after an event happened and you started to go into some level of understanding some maybe some universal truths, maybe coming through even with the reflection, and then when you go into automatic writing, you're getting that thrust of energy that's saying, hey, you're doing really good. Just keep writing, keep your keyboard or keep a journal. Just really acknowledge the beautiful breath of the spirits who have gone before us, and they're still close. That we're still close to those beautiful, precious energies, those beautiful light beings, the beautiful light bodies that we have. We're still in light body, but we're still in physical form here. I'm getting choked up. Sorry. That's we're just a bunch of light beings, but we just happen to have the earthly school spacesuit. So anyway, I think that's it for now. But I really wanted to share this because when we're looking at grief, when we're looking at different situations in life, it's really easy just to kind of like just relax into the experience of a loss or something that you loved, and it's kind of like receded from the consciousness. But we always know, energy is all there is, and everything is everything. Energy is all there is. Energy is all there is. And so with that, I'd like to just conclude with that automatic writing has so many beautiful benefits. And maybe um, I might I might put an automatic written piece from my when my dad was suggesting that I just close my eyes and put my hands on the keyboard if I can find it. A lot of it's like not truly the words, but it's close to the words. So anyway, but I think that's it for now. I really appreciate each one of you for following this beautiful band of energies that I'm working with. I'm so happy if you subscribed. If you'd like to share it with other people, you can. It's perfectly okay to share it with other people. And just, leave a note or comment. I'll always connect with you just to make sure that we're in the right place and the right experience, to find some just a level of guidance, a level of love. And really, when we look at it, this whole experience is really all about love. It's about this space of love. So I think that's it for now. We'll see you soon, and namaste.